Modern life has taught us a quiet habit. When we struggle, we look outside ourselves for the answer. We medicate discomfort. We optimize behavior. We scroll for relief. And slowly, we hand our attention over. From above, the city glows, not as streets and buildings, but as a circuit, alive with signals, running on borrowed power. Neuroscience is beginning to notice something unexpected. The brain is not broken. It is simply undercommanded. There is a switch, not chemical, not technological, but cognitive. The belief that you are in control. Watch what happens when one person pauses. The noise freezes. The notifications fall silent. A single breath enters the body, and for the first time, it is chosen. Inside the mind, the prefrontal cortex lights up. Fear quiets. Focus returns. The system wakes. Practices once called mystical are now measured, mapped, and tested. Breath, attention, stillness, ancient tools, meeting modern science, reshaping neural pathways in real time. This is not escape, it is authorship. When we stop outsourcing our agency, the strings dissolve, the brain reorganizes, connections widen, possibility expands, like galaxies forming where limits used to be. You move through the same world, but no longer as a passenger. You are directing the signal. Because the most powerful technology on Earth was never an app, or a pill, or a system. It was installed in you from the beginning. Human agency, the antidote for everything. An Esoteric Lore limited podcast series. The greatest transformation does not arrive from the future. It activates from within.
What if the highest form of agency is not forcing your will on the world? What if real power is not domination, hustle, control, anxiety, grinding, proving, or performing? What if the master of life is not the person who pushes hardest, but the person who moves with such alignment that life itself seems to move through them? This is where the ancient Tao enters the modern crisis of human agency. In the West, we often imagine agency as a fist. I decide. I act. I conquer. I manifest. I control the outcome. But the Tao whispers something older. Do not confuse force with power. Do not confuse motion with direction. Do not confuse control with mastery. The Tao does not ask you to become passive. It asks you to become precise. So tonight on Esoteric Lore, we ask a question that could transform the way we understand human agency. The Agency Academy, pause, discipline, healing, leadership, and spiritual mastery. Can understanding the Tao supercharge your human agency? My answer is yes, but only if we understand the paradox. The Tao supercharges agency by removing the ego friction that weakens us.
Part 1. What is the Tao?
The word Tao or Tao is often translated as the way in classical Chinese thought. It refers not merely to a road or a path, but to the underlying patterns, the course, or way by which reality unfolds. In the Western world, we call it philosophical Taoism, religious Taoism, but scholars note that historical Taoists themselves were not always interested in this sharp division. They were concerned with reality, consciousness, longevity, moral life, rulership, diet, and practice. The key term for our episodes are Tao, the way, the underlying pattern of reality, day, virtue, power, integrity, potency, the embodiment expression of the way, Wu Wei, often translated as non-action, effortless action, or action without forcing, and Ziran, naturalness, spontaneity of self. The mistakes many people make in thinking that Wu Wei means laziness. It does not mean laziness as taking no action that is not in accord with the natural course of the universe. But this is crucial. Wu Wei is not do nothing. Wu Wei in Taoist philosophy is do nothing false, do nothing forced, do nothing ego-driven, do nothing that violates the rhythm of the moment. It is disciplined non-forcing. So what is agency from this Taoist framework? Human agency in modern philosophy is the human capacity to influence one's functioning and life circumstances through one's own actions. Albert Bandura's social cognitive theory places agency at the center of human adaptation, development, and change. His model highlights 4 core agency capacities: intentionality, forethought, self-reactiveness, and self-reflectiveness. In plain English, agency means I can form an intention. I can imagine a future. I can regulate my behavior. I can reflect, correct, and choose again. This is the heart of the Agency Academy. Agency is not merely free will as an abstract philosophy. Agency is the lived ability to stop being dragged by trauma, addiction, anxiety, identity loops, helplessness, and automation. Self-determination theory also supports this view by showing that human motivation flourishes when people experience autonomy, competence, and relatedness. So agency is not selfish control. Agency is authorship. It is the ability to say, I am not merely reacting. I am participating. I am choosing. I am becoming.
Part 2: The Great Tension, Tao versus Agency.
First glance, Tao and human agency seems to contradict each other. Human agency says act, choose, direct, intend, become. The Tao says yield, flow, release, stop, forcing, let the way move. So the conflict seems obvious. Agency sounds like will. Tao sounds like surrender. Agency sounds like authorship. Tao sounds like humility. Agency says take back control. The Tao says control is often the illusion that creates suffering. But this is where the deeper teaching begins. The Tao is not against agency. The Tao is against ego agency. It is against the kind of agency that is anxious, compulsive, performative, rigid, and disconnected from reality. The Tao challenges the false self that says, I must force life to obey me. I must control every outcome. I must dominate nature, people, timing, emotion, and uncertainty. This is not human agency. This is fear wearing the costume of agency. So let's begin with the Tao as refined agency. Here's the breakthrough. The Tao does not cancel agency. It refines agency into alignment. Bandura's model says agency includes intentionality, forethought, self-control, self-reflection. Taoism asks another dimension, attunement. Agency without attunement becomes aggression. Attunement without agency becomes passivity. But when you combine them, you get something powerful. Aligned agency. This is the person who acts but who does not force, chooses but does not cling, plans but does not worship the plan, disciplines the self but does not hate the self, moves forward but listens to reality. This is agency with Tao. This is power without inner violence. Modern self-improvement often says, wake up early, do more, crush your goals, optimize everything, outwork everyone, never stop. But the Tao asks, what are you acting? Are you acting from clarity or panic? Are you disciplined or addicted to productivity? Are you pursuing destiny or running from stillness? Are you in agency or are you in automation disguised as ambition? This is where the Tao becomes medicine. Because many people today are not suffering from lack of action. They are suffering from misaligned action. They are busy but not awake, motivated but not centered, productive but not at peace, successful but not truly sovereign. The Tao teaches us that the highest action comes from inner coherence, the heart. Modern psychology gives us a helpful bridge called effortless action. Resembles what many people call flow, though Wu Wei is not exactly the same thing. Scholars have compared Wu Wei and flow as forms of self-consciousness. Skillful action when control exists without excessive self-consciousness. In flow, the musician stops thinking about every finger movement. The martial artist stops calculating every angle. The speaker stops forcing every word. The athlete stops overthinking the shot. Action remains, but friction disappears. This is why Tao can supercharge agency, because most people lose agency not because they lack desire, but because they are full of friction from fear, friction from overthinking, friction from the ego, from trauma, friction from attachments to outcome, friction from trying to control what cannot be controlled. Wu Wei removes friction. Then agency becomes clean.
Part 3: The obstacles to Tao-based agency.
But let's talk about some obstacles. Forced control says the following: I must make life obey me. That's what force says. But Tao-based agency asks, what is actually mine to influence? This is not weakness, this is precision. Agency grows when you stop wasting power on what is not yours. You cannot control the weather, no matter how much agency you apply. You cannot change the past, but you can control your breath, your next honest action, your preparation, your standards, your attention, your recovery, your response. That is Tao-based agency. Enemy number 2, the ego intention. Not every intention is agency. Some intentions are trauma loops. A person may say, I want success. But underneath that desire is a wounded child trying to prove worth. A person may say, I want love, but underneath is fear of abandonment. A person may say, I want discipline, but underneath is self-hatred. The Tao asks, is your intention natural to your deepest self? Or is it a compensation? Agent becomes powerful when intention is purified. Enemy number 3, attachment to outcomes. Attachment says, if this does not happen, I am nothing. The Tao says, act fully, release fully. This is not indifference, this is mature agency. You give your best effort, but you do not hand your soul to the results. You do the work, you plant the seed, you adjust to weather, you respect seasons, you keep walking. This is agency in the Tao.
Part 4, the challenge. East and West see the self differently.
So what is the challenge between East and West? One of the deepest challenges between the Tao and human agency is that they emerge from different worldviews. Modern Western agency often centers the individual self, the chooser, the planner, the responsible actor. Classical Taoists often question the rigidity of that self. The Zhongzai, for example, is famous for challenging fixed distinctions, rigid judgments, overly confident human categories. In Zhongzai describes the text as philosophically subtle, playful, and central to the classical Chinese period. So Western agency asks, what do I choose? The Tao asks, who is the I that is choosing? Is that choice coming from nature, wisdom, ego, fear, or social conditioning? This is not anti-agency. This is advanced agency, because the highest agency is not merely choosing. The highest form of agency is knowing what part of you is doing the choosing. In the Agency Academy, the mission is to move from automation to authorship. That's clear in my book. The Tao adds a deeper layer. Move from authorship to alignment. There are 3 stages. Stage 1, automation. You are dragged by impulse, trauma, addiction, fear, culture, and old identity. This is the person who says, I don't know why I keep doing this. That's stage 1. Stage 2 is when you arrive at agency. You wake up and say, I can pause, choose, and direct my life. This is the beginning of authorship. But then there's another stage, advanced, stage 3, Tao-based agency. You go deeper and say, I can choose in harmony with reality. I can act without forcing. I can direct my life without violating my nature. This is mastery. Automation is unconscious reaction. Agency is conscious direction. Tao-based agency is conscious alignment. Here's a simple practice for you to listen. In the Pause app or in the Agency Academy framework, the Tao has an action plan. It's a pause. Before major actions, pause and ask 5 questions. What am I trying to force? This exposes the ego. Number 2, what is actually mine to influence? This restores clean agency. 3, what is reality showing me? This creates attunement. 4th, what is the next natural right action? This activates the way. 5thly, can I act fully and release the outcome? This protects your peace. This is not passive spirituality. This is elite self-regulation. This is the way warrior and sage align in one body.
Part 5: What the Tao encourages in you.
The modern person is exhausted because they confuse agency with constant intervention. They think agency means pushing every door open, but Taoist wisdom says some doors open when approached softly. Some doors are not yours. Some doors open only after you stop shaking the handle. Some doors appear only when you take the path you were avoiding. The Tao does not weaken the will. It educates the will. It teaches the will to listen. That is the difference between a young warrior and a master. The young warrior attacks everything. The master knows when to strike, when to wait, when to yield, when to disappear, when to speak, when to stay silent, when to move, and when to let the world reveal the opening. That is supercharged agency, not more effort, but better alignment. Now a challenge. Can Tao become an excuse? Yes. This must be said clearly, and some people may misuse the Tao they say go with the flow when the reality means I am avoiding responsibility, or I am afraid to choose. I do not want discipline. I do not want confrontation, or I do not want accountability. That is not Tao. That is spiritualized avoidance. True Tao does not make you weaker. The true Tao makes you more responsive, more honest, more natural, more sensitive and skillful. The Wu Wei does not mean never act. It means never act out of false force. Sometimes the Tao tells you rest. Sometimes the Tao tells you to walk away. Sometimes the Tao tells you to train. And sometimes the Tao tells you to confront. Sometimes the Tao tells you to leap. The question is not, should I act? The question is, what action belongs to this moment? So are Tao and human agency compatible? Yes, but not at the shallow level. They are not compatible if agency means ego domination. They're not compatible if the Tao means passive fatalism, but they are profoundly compatible when agency means conscious participation and the Tao means aligned action. Human agency gives you authorship. The Tao gives you harmony. Human agency gives you direction. The Tao gives you timing. Human agency gives you discipline. The Tao gives you ease. Human agency gives you responsibility. The Tao gives you humility. Human agency says choose. The Tao says choose in rhythm. Together, they create the rarest human being. A person who acts without forcing, surrenders without collapsing, leaps without dominating, plans without clinging, moves with courage and listens with humility. That is the Tao of human agency. So, does understanding Tao supercharge your human agency? Yes. Because the Tao teaches human agency where to stop wasting energy. It removes the friction of your ego, over control, panic, and attachment. It transforms agency from raw willpower into wise participation. It teaches you to stop fighting the river and become the one who knows how to cross it. Not by floating helplessly, not by trying to beat the current, but by reading the water. That is the master. That is the sage. That is agency. The Tao is not asking you to disappear. It is asking the false you to stop interrupting the real you. It is not asking you to abandon agency. It is asking you to upgrade your agency. From control to alignment. From force to flow. From your ego to your essence. From reaction to rhythm. From automation to authorship. From authorship to the way. So the next time you feel yourself forcing, gripping, panicking, proving, controlling, pause. Ask, am I acting from agency or am I acting from fear? Then breathe, listen, find the next natural right action and move. That is the Tao. That is human agency. That is the way back to yourself. As always, I leave you with a poem, The Captain and the Tao. I am the captain of this vessel, but I am not the ruler of the sea. The ocean does not bow to my ambition. The wind does not kneel to my decree. Yet, still, I stand at the wheel. Not helpless, not passive, not lost. I listen. I read the sky before it breaks. I study the waves before they rise. I trust the compass, but I also trust the silence between the thunder and the tide. For agency is not shouting at the storm. Agency is knowing when to turn the sail. It is not pretending the waters are calm. It is refusing to surrender the ship. The immature soul says, I will control the ocean. The awakened soul says, I will learn its language. The Tao is the current beneath me. The breath inside the wind, the ancient rhythm moving all things toward what they must become. And I, with trembling hands, with weathered heart, with eyes open at last, I choose my direction, not by force alone, not by fear, not by ego dressed as courage, but by alignment. I adjust. I respond. I release. I steer. Some days the sea is mercy. Some days the sea is the teacher. Some days the sea takes from me the illusion that I was never in control, but still I remain captain. Not because I command the storm, but because I command myself within it. I will not curse the wind. I will set the sail. I will not light or fight the current. I will read its hidden wisdom. I will not abandon my destination. I will become worthy of the voyage. For the way does not weaken the captain. It teaches him how to cross. And when the night is black, when the stars disappear, when the wave rises like ancient questions, I will remember the sea is vast, the Tao is deeper, but the wheel is still in my hands. So let the thunder speak. Let the waters test me. Let the horizon hide itself for a while. I was not born to control the ocean. I was born to awaken, to listen, to choose, to steer, and to arrive transformed. I am the captain. The Tao is the sea. Agency is a sacred art of sailing both.
There's a moment after you hear something true when it lands in your body. Not as an idea, but as a decision. I don't want to keep living on autopilot. Because autopilot isn't weakness, it's your nervous system running fast patterns under pressure. That's why smart people still snap, scroll, avoid, and repeat. Here's the reframe that matters. You are not your reactions. A reaction is a surge. You are the one who can interrupt it. Not by calming down perfectly, but by creating a small gap, a pause, seconds of space where choice becomes possible. That's also why insight alone doesn't change behavior. Under stress, knowledge disappears. Skills don't. Skills are trained. The Agency Academy book gives you the blueprint. It explains what's happening and where your leverage actually is. The Pause app is the training ground. It helps you practice in real moments when it's hard. If you're tired of reacting, go to iwillpause.com. Start training, claim the book, and choose differently in the next moment that matters.
If you like this video, please subscribe, share, and give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. See you next time.